Hello guys, this is Abdul Ghafoor with the Teaching and Learning. Today in Teaching and Learning, I'm going to share the information. I'm going to teach you the active and passive voice with past simple. As you know, in previous lessons, I have already shared the some lessons about the past simple and past continuous, even all the grammar tenses, including the narrations. So in this series of the lessons, I'm working on the active and passive voice. So today is the fourth lesson of the active and passive voice. We have done present present tense. Now I'll start with the past simple. Friends, it's very simple, and I want to share just a few things about that. This is not our language, but we are trying to our best. So do your best, try to practice, try to speak, because language you cannot memorize. You have to practice for it. If you want that your children, your students should speak, or you want improve their language skills, you have to encourage them, you have to motivate them, try to communicate at home, even in your daily routine, in school, class, try to speak with them in English. Because at early age, if you're gonna talk to them, if you're gonna build the skills of language, that will be easily. You can band them, you can divert them, these students at early age. So instead of working hard in the higher grades, I'll suggest you that try to speak in English. Most common, it's make this language is most common in your home. Use the simple vocabulary words. Try to compel them. Try to encourage them to communicate, to greet, and ask them question in English. I'm sure you will find the improvement a lot. Okay, with this practice. So this is my suggestion and advice. Let's see active and passive voice with past simple. Today I'm gonna share you the rules first. You can see here the formula, which is the best way to describe any tense. So here is the two ways. One is the active voice, another part is the passive voice. So in active voice, as you know that what component uh, are included in a sentence and how to make a simple sentence of past simple. We need subject, we need the second form of the verb and object. Similarly, if you want to make a negative sentence of the past simple, you have to use the verb, or you can say the did and with not. When you use did not, you have to change the second form into the first form. I'll tell you how, and then object. For making interrogative sentence, you have to put the helping verb before the subject. The first form of the verb will remain same, then object, and put the question mark. So these are the three formulas in which you can make the act voice sentences of the past simple. First, simple tense. This we can call simple tense. You know that in my previous lessons I have already mentioned this will be negative sentence, sorry, not a tense, sentence. I have to change this, and this will be interrogative, making question mark. Now these are, even sometimes we write interrogative and negative, but I'll just advise you the interrogative. So if you want to make it interrogative and negative, you have to just add the not here. However, for making the passive voice, as I have mentioned, that the passive voice sentence are the vice versa. So the objective on which we work, it will come and replaced with the subject, and the subject will be used at the end of the sentence. So as I have mentioned in my first lesson, you can refer it. The second change, we'll be using auxiliary verbs was and were. As you know that was and were in active voice we use in present continuous. So in this way we can say simply that in narration we make sentence as a backshift, means reverse back. Suppose if you have a continuous sentence, okay, you have to make it the third form and make it into the uh, present simple, or if you have a perfect, you have to make it in continuous. But here if you have a simple, it's a forward. If you have a simple sentence, a tense, you have to make it the continuous. So narration is the backshift, and the passive is a forward. So these are the changes you have to make it. Okay, if you want to change any sentence of the narration, that means you have to analyze which tense is this. If it is the uh, past perfect, for example, then you have to change it in a backshift, the previous tense. But it isn't in the present past simple, then you have to upcoming tense, means continue. So these helping verbs you have to focus on it. Here we are using helping words of the present or past continuous, was and were. So object, helping words, was and were, and here instead of second form of the verb we'll use the third form of the verb. Another major change is by, as I have mentioned and keep mentioning this one. Similarly, as we have met the negative sentence with the did not, here we will be making negative sentence with was not or were not. The rest of the structure will remain same. If you want to make a sentence, question mark sentence, you have to put was and were or auxiliary verb or helping verb before the object. We'll be using the by as we have used in the passive voice, and we'll put the question mark here. So friends and dear students, you have to check the formulas before making sentences. That will be easy, and that uh, is advice to you. Second thing, you have to check the rules of the what helping verbs and what will be the sentence structure in simple, in negative, and in interrogative. In both cases, either in active, either in passive, or in whole grammar structure. So you should know that one. This is about to understand. This is not about to memorize. I'll suggest you. How you gonna make more strong skills? You have to make practices for that. How you gonna make these practices? You have to go through the sequences, right? So let's see some examples of active voice and when. So first I'll be using this one, active voice. Let's make some sentences of the active voice. Past simple active voice. Sentence 1. This is our structure, subject, second form of the verb, and object. Okay. Subject can be he, I'm just telling you, she, any name, Ahmed. Okay. If the plural can be they, can be we, or any name, thing, or object. Okay, any. He drove a car, right? So drove is the second form of the drive. So we can see here drive, drove, driven. You have to also make a strong command on the uh, action verbs. Action verbs are really important in all means of either your teacher, your student, but the action verb, it gives you the complexity, the type of the actions which will be identical everybody to understand what is happening, how it's happening, who is doing, how it's happening. So these questions we can identify through the actions. Second, she ate the food. Now ate is the second form of the eat, ate, eaten. I'm giving you very simple and common action verbs that you can easily understand. I'll suggest you to practice with me. You can make a same sentence of the but with a different action verb. Suppose this drove, you can change it if you want to change. Okay, he drove or he cleaned a car. She ate, you can change it here, lunch. She cooked the food, you can change it, okay, in different way. You can practice with me. Ahmad wrote a letter. So wrote is a second form. Write, wrote, written. See here, they played will remain played. Okay, played a football match. So here, play, played, played, played is the second and third form of play. Play, played, and played. Sorry. We won the match. Second form of this, right? So I'm sure now you understand how to make the simple tenses. We won the match. So let's make to the four sentences here. Now I'm going to make he drove a car. I'm going to make this as a negative. He drove a car. How to make the negative? You can see here subject did not and the form of the verb will be changed from second to first. So we'll use did not. This form will be changed in the first form, right? He did not You can keep the space also. Did not drive a car, right? You can see here it's a negative now. He did not drive a car. If I want to make the interrogative of this, did he drive a car? I'll put the question here. So this is negative. For negative, I'm going to use neg. For interrogative, I'm using int. Okay, so you can understand. Similarly, we'll go for ate. She ate the food. She did not. Now this ate will be changed in eat first form. Eat the food, right? Let's make the question mark. Intro. Did she eat the food? Right? Clear? So this is the way you can make the sentences. Let's make these sentences into passive voice now. I'm sure you understood how to make these sentences. Let's make it in the passive. So I'll copy the first sentence. Passive voice. Right? So here, this is the first. In passive voice, objective first. So what will be objective? This one, car, a car. Then we'll be using was were. If it is singular, was. If it is plural, were. The form of the verb is a third form. We'll be using by and subject. So let's see. Subject is a he. Okay. So we know that he will be changed in him. I'm giving you example here. You can refer my previous lesson. He will be changed to him. So subject, a car. This is the first thing. What else? This is helping verb. A car was, right? It's a singular. Let's check. Was verb's third form. We'll go here. Third form, drive, drove, and driven. A car was driven. Right? What else? Driven by, and then subject. By. Will not be using he, by him. So he will be changed into him. Right? So if you want to make a interrogative, I'll be telling you how to make the interrogative of this sentence. But objective for making interrogative was, objective a car, third form driven by him. We have to bring this part, this one was a car driven by him. Put the question mark. If you want to make a sentence negative, I'll be using you. So here I'll be telling you, you can use the okay, or you cannot use, depends up to you. Second sentence, she ate the food. She ate the food. We'll make the full stop here. So subject she will be changed into her. Now let's this part objective will come first. The food was, now what is it? Eaten, eat, ate, eaten, third form, was eaten, sorry, eaten by her. So this is the, you can see how we changed. So you have to focus on to the formula in order to make practice that will be easy for you. If you want to make the question mark, was the food eaten by her? So what are you gonna do? According to the interrogative, you have to bring the question a helping verb before, then objective. Object is the food, was the food, third form, eaten by her, and then put the question mark. Right? What else? Ahmad wrote a letter. Ahmad wrote a letter. Again, a letter. Now, wrote will be changed in third form. Written. A letter written by Ahmad. Right? A letter, sorry, helping verb, was written by Ahmad. Was a letter written by Ahmad. Right? Again, a letter was not written by Ahmad. If you want to make that negative now. So here the food was not eaten by her. A letter was not written. Was a car driven? A car was not driven. See how it has been changed into simple, then active, then negative, then interrogative. So this is the structure and examples of the passive voice and active voice. I'm sure it's very clear how to make sentences of the past simple into the passive form and what changes we need to do. One thing, you have to focus on the formulas. Second, you have to practice it. Third, you should remember the form of the verbs. Second, you have to practice the structure of them. Again, it's a request to parents, teachers, and learners. If you want to make a more strong skills or language skills of your child, please let your child speak. No matter he or she is practicing in grammatically or without grammar. The purpose of language to communicate the message, to communicate, to render the message, no matter what mistakes he or she is doing. Our priority to encourage, to motivate the students that they can communicate as much they can in English. If you want to make more strong skills of grammar and language, please write in the comment box. If you need any suggestion and help, you need a tutorial support, you need anything to improve, you want to improve the language skills of your child, don't hesitate to communicate with me. I'll be advising you, guiding you, and tracking your child's language and how to streamline the course. If you have any feedback, suggestion, please write in the comment box. Last thing, don't forget to subscribe the teaching and learning. Your subscription is really, really important, and I appreciate those who have already subscribed my channel. I really love and I found wonderful feedback from you. We'll be meeting with the next lesson with a new tense, how to make sentences and the basic rules of the best voice. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and stay safe.